America, I am truly sorry about that. I just couldn't hold it in. I shouldn't have taken it out on her. If any one of you all know her out there, please tell her that Bernie Mac is sorry, please.
The Bernie Mac show made millions laugh, but the truth behind it wasn't funny at all. When the show premiered on Fox in 2001, it looked like a bright, family-friendly hit, yet behind the scenes, tension and struggles were already brewing. What really happened to the cast once the cameras stopped rolling? And why did some stars rise while others seemed to disappear from Hollywood entirely? Join us as we uncover the shocking realities behind one of TV's most beloved sitcoms. The tragic incident that started it all. Bernard Jeffrey McCullough, better known as Bernie Mac, was the heart of The Bernie Mac Show. Before his sitcom made him famous, he was already a big name in comedy as one of the original kings of comedy with Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, and D.L. Hughley. Bernie's humor was straightforward and real. He often spoke honestly about family life. It felt like he was speaking directly to the audience. And on his show, he did just that, calling viewers America every week. Behind Bernie Mac's big personality, he was dealing with a serious health problem called sarcoidosis. This disease causes swelling in the body's organs, especially the lungs. Bernie was diagnosed in 1983 and lived with it for 25 years until he passed away. Sarcoidosis makes clumps of cells, called granulomas, form in organs, and for Bernie, it mostly hurts his lungs. In 2005, he said the disease had gone away, but years of damage had already weakened his lungs and immune system, which eventually led to his passing. On July 24, 2008, just 2 years after the Bernie Mac Show ended its 5-season run, Mac checked into Northwestern Memorial Hospital in his hometown of Chicago. He arrived with a fever and difficulty breathing, symptoms that initially seemed manageable but quickly spiraled into a life-threatening crisis. Doctors diagnosed him with pneumonia in both lungs, and his condition deteriorated so rapidly that he was placed on a ventilator almost immediately. For 3 agonizing weeks, Mac fought for his life in the intensive care unit while his wife, Rhonda, daughter, Janice, and family members kept vigil by his bedside. The night before Bernie Mac passed, his sister-in-law, Mary Ann Grosset, said he was fighting hard to breathe. On the morning of August 9, 2008, he went into cardiac arrest. Doctors were able to bring him back for a short time, but his body was too weak, and when his heart stopped again, they couldn't save him. He was only 50 years old. The official cause of the incident was pneumonia, but many doctors and family members believed his long battle with sarcoidosis had weakened his immune system so much that he couldn't fight off the infection. His wife later shared that he had been taking new medicine that lowered his immune defenses even more, right when pneumonia hit. When the cast of The Bernie Mac Show said goodbye to their TV father and mentor, they didn't know that his incident would be the start of more tragedies and surprising secrets that would affect the show's legacy for years. Naya Rivera's heartbreaking sacrifice. Naya Rivera was in only 11 episodes of The Bernie Mac Show between 2002 and 2006, playing Bernie's niece, Donna. Even though it wasn't a big role, being part of the show during her teenage years helped her grow as an actress. Later, she became very famous on Glee as Santana Lopez, a strong cheerleader who struggled with her. That storyline became one of the most important and loved parts of the show. Naya Rivera's success also came with tough times in her personal life. She dated her Glee co-star Mark Salling for 3 years, later calling the relationship toxic. In 2013, she got engaged to rapper Big Sean, but they broke up in 2014. A few months later, she surprised people by marrying actor Ryan Dorsey. They had a son, Josie, in 2015. But their marriage was troubled, and Rivera filed for divorce twice. In 2017, she was even charged with hitting her husband during a visit to West Virginia, though the charge was later dropped. The couple officially divorced in 2018. On July 8, 2020, Naya Rivera took her 4-year-old son, Josie, on a boat ride at Lake Piru, about an hour from Los Angeles. They rented a pontoon boat around 1 p.m., and people saw them head out together. But 3 hours later, when they still hadn't returned, the rental staff went to look for them. They found the boat floating on the lake with Josie asleep, safe in his life vest. But Naya was missing. Investigators said Naya Rivera's son told them a very sad story. He and his mom went swimming in the lake, something she had done many times before since she was a good swimmer. But that day, something went wrong. Her son said Naya helped him climb back onto the boat, but then she went under the water and didn't resurface. Investigators later believed she used the last of her strength to save him before the lake's currents pulled her down. For 5 long days, search teams combed Lake Piru as people everywhere hoped for a miracle that never came. On July 13, 2020, 7 years after her Glee co-star Corey Monteith died, Naya Rivera's body was found in Lake Piru. Officials said she drowned by accident after using all her strength to save her son. She was only 33 years old. The loss was even sadder because Glee had already lost 2 other main cast members in just 7 years, making fans talk about a Glee curse. Naya's best friend Heather Morris called her the strongest and most resilient human being, and Jane Lynch wrote, "What a force you were." Rivera's final Instagram post, shared the day before she passed, showed her nuzzling her son with the caption that would become her legacy: a mother who gave everything, including her life, for her child. Jeremy Suarez's Hollywood heartbreak. Jeremy Suarez was only 8 years old when he joined The Bernie Mac Show as Jordan Tompkins, the nerdy and emotional middle child. Even before that role, he had already done a lot for such a young actor. He appeared in Jerry Maguire as Cuba Gooding Jr.'s son, voiced the bear cub Coda in Disney's Brother Bear, and made guest appearances on shows like Sister, Sister, and the Wayans Brothers. With his natural sense of humor and ability to connect with people, it looked like Suarez was on his way to a long and successful career in Hollywood. But when The Bernie Mac Show ended its 5-season run in 2006, Suarez discovered a harsh truth that many child actors face. At 16, he found himself in what he described as a rough age bracket for casting. "I looked like lower to middle high school age, but at that age they would much rather hire somebody who's like 19 to play that age because then they don't have child actor laws." Suarez explained in an interview with Comedy Hype's Unforgotten series. "The economics were brutal. Hiring an adult to play a teenager meant no restrictions on working hours, no mandated teacher on set, and significantly lower costs for production companies." The rejection hit Suarez hard because success had come so easily in his younger years. "That was kind of hard for me because I had never gone 6 months without a job," he admitted, revealing how the sudden drought of opportunities made him question whether something was wrong with him. The voice acting work continued sporadically with projects like King of the Hill and Nike commercials, but the steady television and film roles he'd grown accustomed to simply dried up. Jeremy Suarez never completely gave up on his dream of becoming an actor. He started using his life experiences outside Hollywood as inspiration, writing down ideas for scripts and characters in notebooks. He explained, "Like rappers have notebooks full of rhymes. I've got notebooks full of script ideas and character ideas." Through it all, he stayed close with his Bernie Mac Show castmates Camille Winbush and Dee Dee Davis, and the 3 of them sometimes meet up to remember their time on the show. Today, at 34, Suarez remains hopeful about returning to the industry that once seemed to have forgotten him. But he does so with the wisdom and work ethic that only come from experiencing life beyond the Hollywood bubble. Kalita Smith's surprising genre transformation. Kalita Smith played Wanda McCullough, Bernie Mac's smart and strong wife on The Bernie Mac Show. For 5 seasons, she was the balance to Bernie's loud parenting style. On the show, Wanda was a successful businesswoman, first working as a vice president at AT&T and later at the made-up company West Coast Wireless. Kalita's performance earned her 4 NAACP Image Award nominations, and fans loved how she could put Bernie in his place with just a look or a sharp line that showed who really ran the house. Unlike some of the younger actors, Kalita Smith already had a strong career before joining The Bernie Mac Show. She studied political science at Santa Rosa Junior College and worked as a model before realizing that a regular office job wasn't for her. She started acting in theater and even won an NAACP Theater Award in 1996 for Best Supporting Actress in the play Feelings. She also appeared on popular sitcoms like Martin, Malcolm and Eddie, and The Jamie Foxx Show. When she auditioned for The Bernie Mac Show, Bernie was so impressed that he said she stole the role from the other actresses. After The Bernie Mac Show ended in 2006, Kalita Smith kept acting in both TV and movies. She appeared in films like Roll Bounce and 3 Can Play That Game, and later starred in the sitcom The First Family, where she played First Lady Katherine Johnson. Then in 2014, she surprised fans by taking on a very different role. She became the lead in Sci-Fi's zombie series Z Nation, playing Lieutenant Roberta Warren, a tough former National Guard officer who leads a group of survivors through a world overrun by zombies. As of 2024, Kalita Smith is still busy acting in movies and TV shows, and her career has earned her an estimated net worth of about $4 million. She stays active on social media, connecting with fans of both The Bernie Mac Show and Z Nation. She also makes sure to honor Bernie Mac's memory on important dates. In December 2024, she showed her excitement when Netflix announced that The Bernie Mac Show would start streaming on January 1st, 2025, tweeting simply, "Yay!" Despite the tragic loss of her TV husband and mentor, Smith has built a lasting career that stands as a testament to her versatility and dedication to her craft. She is actually one of the few true successes. Stories from the Bernie Mac Show cast, though, she never forgets the show and the man who gave her one of her most memorable roles. Camille Winbush's OnlyFans controversy. Camille Winbush was just 12 years old when she began playing Vanessa Nessa Tompkins, the eldest and most rebellious of the 3 children on The Bernie Mac Show. Her character's constant clashes with Bernie over her attitude and teenage behavior provided some of the show's most memorable dramatic moments. And Winbush's ability to convey both Vanessa's defiance and her underlying love for her family made her a standout performer. She was already an experienced child actress by that point, having made appearances on shows like The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. In February 2021, Camille Winbush shocked fans of The Bernie Mac Show with a big announcement. Now an adult, she revealed that she was joining OnlyFans, a subscription website mostly known for adult content. She posted a TikTok video on Instagram with her childhood friend and actress, Renee Olstead, where they posed to Megan Thee Stallion's Savage remix. In the caption, Winbush explained that her page wouldn't just be about adult content. She planned to share skincare routines and host live Q&A sessions to connect with fans one-on-one. The reaction to Camille Winbush's OnlyFans announcement was harsh. Many people on social media accused her of disrespecting Bernie Mac's legacy, with some even saying he would be rolling over in his grave. The criticism hurt, because many fans still saw her as the little girl from The Bernie Mac Show, even though she was now 30 and making her own choices. The most painful comments brought up Bernie's name, suggesting he would be upset or disappointed with her decision. In later interviews, Camille Winbush talked about the different jobs she's had since The Bernie Mac Show ended. She taught gymnastics and even owned an ice cream shop for a while. She explained that people outside the entertainment world don't always realize how unpredictable acting careers can be, especially for former child stars. "You can't count on any job to last or even to book," she said. She also made it clear that her OnlyFans page follows a strict no-nudity policy and is more like what you'd see in magazines like Maxim. Whether fans approve or not, Winbush has made it clear that she's a grown woman making her own financial decisions, and she won't be shamed for finding a way to support herself in an industry that often discards child actors once they grow up. The battle over Bernie's care. After Bernie Mac passed away, many people were sad and remembered all the good things he did. But another story was unfolding that most fans didn't know about. In 2010, 2 years after her husband passed, Rhonda McCullough decided to take legal action by filing a lawsuit. She believed that Bernie might still be alive if he had received better medical care. The lawsuit was against Dr. Renee M. Earls and alleged that the doctor didn't notice that Bernie was having trouble breathing and didn't help him quickly enough when he visited the clinic on the day Bernie ended up in the hospital. On July 24, 2008, Bernie Mac went to see Dr. Earls because he felt weak and had a fever. He also had a rash on parts of his body. Bernie told the doctor he had gotten a shot earlier that day because he thought he had just had a cold. When Dr. Earls called Bernie's other doctor, he found out something surprising. Bernie had been diagnosed with pneumonia in both of his lungs earlier that same day. The lawsuit said that even though this was serious information, Dr. Earls kept Bernie at his clinic for 9 hours before finally telling him to go to the hospital. Rhonda McCullough's lawyer argued that those 9 hours might have been the difference between life and the other side for the 50-year-old comedian. Dr. Earls defended his actions, stating that he had followed appropriate protocols and that he advised Mac to seek hospital care as soon as he learned about the pneumonia diagnosis. The doctor maintained that there was no negligence on his part and that Mac's passing was a tragic outcome of his compromised immune system and the severity of his pneumonia, not a result of delayed treatment. The case became complicated by questions about what information was shared between Mac's various doctors and whether Mac himself fully understood the severity of his condition when he showed up at Dr. Earls's clinic that day. In a surprising turn of events, Rhonda McCullough's attorney asked the judge to dismiss the wrongful unaliving lawsuit in 2015, but in a manner that would allow them to refile the case once some issues were cleared up. The attorney, Canon Lambert, provided no further details about what those issues were or why the dismissal was necessary. They had 1 year to refile the case, but as far as public records show, the lawsuit was never refiled. The entire legal battle faded from public view, leaving many questions unanswered about what really happened during those crucial 9 hours and whether Bernie Mac's passing could have been prevented with more aggressive medical intervention. The shocking court case. The lawsuit revealed something that many fans didn't know. Mac had been on immunosuppressant medication to manage his sarcoidosis, and that medication had weakened his body's ability to fight infections. His sister-in-law, Mary Ann Grosset, believed strongly that the sarcoidosis played a direct role in his passing, even though his publicist claimed the complications from pneumonia were not attributed to his sarcoidosis. The truth, as is often the case in medical situations, likely lies somewhere in the middle. Bernie Mac's body had been fighting an inflammatory disease for 25 years. His immune system was compromised by necessary medications, and when pneumonia struck both lungs simultaneously, his body simply couldn't mount an effective defense. The lawsuit is a part of Bernie Mac's story that many fans might not know about. It was a legal fight that asked if more could have been done to help save the comedian's life. This lawsuit is one of the most talked about and least understood aspects of his passing. It shows that even famous people can have complicated health issues, where it's hard to tell if something bad happened by accident or if someone was careless. Although the lawsuit was eventually dropped and never went to court, it raised important questions about Bernie's last moments and whether the healthcare system let down one of America's favorite comedians when he needed help the most. Were you shocked to discover that Rhonda McCullough filed a wrongful lawsuit over Bernie's care? Or did Naya Rivera's tragic sacrifice while saving her son hit you the hardest? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it,